Hi guys. I'm so excited to share with you today because the Lord woke me up with a word that I think is going to help so many sort through the season that they're walking through right now. I am in contact with people who are constantly telling me that they're going through a season of feeling foggy. They don't know where God's going with them. They know that He's taking them somewhere, but that they can't see where He's headed, and that they don't feel like themselves, and they're just lacking zeal, and they don't feel like themselves. And I was talking to a friend yesterday, and they were talking about the fact that they were in a situation where they were around someone who they felt like they couldn't be themselves around. And so they kind of dimmed their light a little bit in order to be in that situation with that person, in order to make them more comfortable. And I could see very clearly the Lord said to me, they are not being who I've called them to be. And that is why they are opening themselves up to these feelings of discouragement, not feeling themselves. They're not being themselves. That was the truth of the matter. So he started to talk to me about how we compromise who He's created us to be in order to maintain certain relationships in our life. And it actually opens the door to witchcraft and to mental torment and a whole bunch of other stuff when we are not being fully who we were created to be. So this morning I woke up and I was like, okay, God, how does this apply to me? And He said very clearly to me, Lori, I've made you a warrior, and you have laid down some of your weapons and taken off your combat boots in favor of putting on slippers, because you are afraid and you're walking on eggshells and worried about offending certain people in your life. And so you have compromised who you are to be in relationship with them. So when you are facing that person, you aren't facing me. You aren't facing your future and where I am taking you and who I've created you to be and the things I've called you to walk in. And so you're gonna lack vision. You're gonna lack zeal because you're facing the wrong way. So this is the thing He showed me, is that the symptoms of actually being turned around in favor of relationship, you will lack vision because you're facing the wrong way. You will lack zeal. That face, that reason to do what you're doing won't be there because you don't see the goal that you're working towards. You will not feel like yourself. You will feel like somebody else, like a dumbed down version of you, because you're not being fully you. And that, when you're facing the wrong way, opens you up to attacks from the enemy because your back is open. And so you're going to get arrows slammed at you because you're not armed. You're not having your armor on. You're not facing the right direction. And warriors, if you are called to be a warrior, make sure you are facing the right direction, and that you are doing everything you're doing and getting your orders from an audience of one. This is what He said to me. When you're called to be a warrior, beware of anything or anyone who talks you into putting down your weapons. That's wisdom right there. When you feel like you have to compromise who you are or what you say or how you act in order to stay in relationship with someone, it is not God. It's not God. You may think you're being loving. You're not. You're compromising who you are. When you are so afraid of stepping on eggshells that you take off your combat boots and put on slippers, this is not of God. This is the most impactful thing He said to me. Do not let somebody's dysfunction have an effect on your function. He also said, do not let somebody else's amnesia make you forget who you are. And I'm excited about this because He led me to Galatians 1:10. For now do I persuade men or God, or do I seek to please men? For if I still pleased men, I would not be a bondservant of Christ. That's what it comes down to, people. And so do not dim your light to allow somebody in your life to be more comfortable. They can get sunglasses if that's the issue, but do not change who you are. You were created to be exactly who you are. Don't dumb it down for anyone.